Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast created for women who listen to and live by their deepest wisdom, their inner voice. This was made for you, the woman who feels pulled to more, to lead, to create, to dream, and to be a world changer. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am an inner voice coach. Join me here each week as we explore what it means to reach for your inspired potential, all while honoring your worthiness each and every day. Well, hello there. This is Kelly. Thanks for being here today. I am really excited to talk to you about journaling. And, I realize that I talk about journaling a lot, sort of in the context of this is what I do, and this is a great kinder habit that you can start, and here are lots of things that you can journal on. But I don't actually talk about like the actual journaling piece very often. And, I was thinking about how journaling has really changed my own life. I believe that journaling is such a powerful transformational tool, and it's one of those sneaky ones. And by sneaky, I mean, there are lots of ways to transform, and transformation can look like a lot of things, and sometimes it can be huge, like shifting a mindset that is such a paradigm shift. It's like your whole worldview changes in a moment. And that's really awesome. And then there are other kinds of transformations that are literally like bit by bit by bit, one tiny step and then another tiny step. And after, a few months or a year or a few years of those tiny daily steps of transformation, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I can hardly even remember who I was before I started doing this. And that's how I feel journaling works. It can be, in a change, a huge change in an instant moment, but more it's about just that regular gift of giving time to yourself and of saying, I will listen to what my heart says, and to do that through journaling. And, I talk a lot about the gifts of journaling. And so I just thought I would talk a little bit about how I've seen journaling change my own life and change the lives of the people who really put it into practice. One of the things that journaling gave me is it gave me free and open access to my inner voice. I think before I started journaling, it was like when those times when my inner voice really popped up, it was almost like magic, like, oh, what just happened? This was an amazing thing. I have to it was momentous, right? As though my inner voice would only sort of come out and up at the most pivotal or important time. And what journaling taught me is that it's always there. All I have to do is access it. And journaling is a great way to access it. And the more I access my inner voice through journaling, the more I can access my inner voice when I'm not journaling. And to me, that is such a gift. It's always there for me. It's always there. And I have realized too that so much of what I need, I can give to myself. Oftentimes a question that I ask myself when I'm journaling is, what do I need to hear today? And almost always the words that come through are words about loving myself, about how worthy I am. My inner voice will often say, Kelly, you are good enough today. You've got this. You're doing a great job. You are such a good mom. You are capable of so much more than you could ever imagine. These are the words that my inner voice says to me. And before I started journaling, I wanted those words, but I tried to find them outside of myself. I tried to earn those words. I tried to get rewarded those words by doing things for other people. I tried to beg for those words from people. No shame here. I think it's something we can all relate to. Like, we want to hear those things. And what a powerful awareness it was for me to understand that I can give myself those things. And in fact, when I do, they mean so much more than when someone else does. You know, I still love to hear those words from someone else. Anytime you want to tell me I'm doing a great job, go ahead. But when I tell myself that I'm doing a great job, it has different weight. I think part of it is because I know how judgy of myself I can be. So it's almost like I'm hearing those words from my harshest critic. And that means so much. Another thing that I discovered through regular journaling was that the more that I journal and the more regular my practice of journaling is, the better I feel about myself. The more I believe that I am good enough. So journaling in of itself for me is a way to connect with my worthiness and to connect with my enoughness. It's a reminder. And it's funny because even on days when I'm not journaling about the things that I just said, like the affirmations that I just said, some days my journaling is straight up just like what's in my head. And I don't want anybody to read it. It is a hot mess. You know, some days it's just me putting down all the things I need to do that day. Some days it's just me venting about something that happened. Some days it's, working through negative emotions that I have. It's not always, like rainbows and unicorns. And that's fine. But even on those days when, I'm not receiving those affirming messages, I get what I need from journaling. And that is that feeling of good enough. That feeling of like, I am showing up for myself. I am loving myself through this process. I am enough today. I don't have to earn my worthiness. Or as Brene Brown says, I don't have to hustle for my worthiness. I just love that. So, for me, and I think for so many people who do this, it's a reminder that you love yourself. It's a reminder that you are enough. Another thing that journaling gave to me was it helped me learn who I really am. When you really get honest with yourself about what you need, about what you want, about how you work, and by how you work, I mean like how your energy works, about how you get things done. Not work as an occupation, but how you work, the inner workings of you, discovering if you are a morning person or a night person, discovering how to follow through on things, discovering what you like, discovering what you don't like, discovering how you talk to yourself, discovering how you want to change yourself. Journaling reveals that to you. It helps you understand you. And, more than just helping me learn who I am, journaling has helped me love who I am. Writing it all down has made me see that I can own all of it. I can be all of that. I don't have to have shame for not wanting to get up at 4:30 in the morning to exercise. Good for you if that's what you do. But that doesn't work for me, and that's okay. And I can still love myself. I can still say to myself, you're doing a great job, Kelly. So, this is a process, one that I am still in. And it's a process that was jump-started by a regular journaling habit for me. And, if you get stuck in journaling, I have a lot of people say, well, it just feels very embarrassing. Like it feels like I'm faking it. I get that. And I think that the reason it often feels that way is because when we sit down with the pen and paper, we feel like we have to perform. We feel like that it has to be profound. We feel that it has to be beautifully written so that if someone picked up the journal 10 years from now, it would be, like a memoir. Guess what? Journaling is messy. It's sloppy. The punctuation marks aren't in the right spot. Words are spelled wrong. Sentences don't make sense if you go back and read them. But in the moment, it's just about release. It's just about getting it out. And so if you're trying to put on a performance, even if that performance is just for yourself, you're doing yourself a disfavor. Journaling requires you to be honest and to be you and just to show up with all of your imperfections and all of your messiness and all of your thoughts that you're not proud of, right? But when you do that, you can let go of this need to be something that you're not, this need to perform for yourself, this need to always, quote unquote, do better. Sometimes it's just about being. In fact, almost always it's just about being. Does that mean you don't have to do? Of course not. We all have to take action, but we must be first. Journaling will help you be. It will help you be you. The other thing that I bump up against when I'm working with clients and talking with people about journaling is, besides not feeling comfortable with journaling, is, well, like, how do you have the time to do this? And for me, my journaling practice looks like sometimes it's 5 minutes a day. Sometimes it's 45 minutes a day. Sometimes it's in between. Sometimes I don't do it. There's a lot of grace for me in my journaling practice. My goal is always to journal at least 5 times a week. Why? Because when I do, I feel good. And I want to feel good. I want to feel good. And, if the time piece is what's getting in your way, let's get really honest with ourselves about the time. Is it that you don't have the time, or is it that the time is tricky? That the timing is hard? Like you don't know exactly when is the best time. You don't know exactly like what routine you need to figure it out. And I was thinking about how can we make, and by we, I mean me, right? Like, how can I make journaling easy for you? What can I give you that just takes the work out of it? So all you have to do is show up and journal. Like, I started thinking of it like a gym. I think one of the benefits of being a member of a gym and like going to a regular exercise class, say, or yoga class, is that like, that the class that you love meets at this time every week. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 is the class that you love. And all of the same people that are in that class. So once you've started going, you feel comfortable, the teacher, you don't have to think about what the workout is. Like you don't have to figure that out on your own because you just show up to the class. The teacher tells you what to do. They encourage you. They provide support, right? They are like your cheerleader. They also give you some accountability because if you are a regular at that class and all of a sudden you don't show up, they're going to call you. They're going to say, "Hey, where have you been? You missed class last week. Is everything okay?" Or if you have friends that go with you, they're going to look forward to seeing you there. And if you're not there, they're going to wonder. The other thing is we pay to go to a gym. We invest that money in ourselves. We say, "I am worth this amount of money that I pay to go to these classes each month." And the other thing about investing your resources like money in something like that is it makes it more valuable to you. You say to yourself, "Well, I don't want to miss that exercise class because I'm paying $10 for it," or however much you pay for your gym membership. And so it becomes more valuable to you in that way. You make time for that because you have invested in it. You have invested in yourself. So I started thinking about all of these things and I thought, well, what would it look like if I made a journaling gym. Like, what if we had journaling sessions that we did together, that we all maybe journal on the same thing, but we're journaling alone. And the other thing that I sort of thought that this was similar to is this idea of co-working. I don't know if you're familiar with co-working, but I've been doing some co-working Zoom sessions, and that's where I literally get on Zoom with other entrepreneurs for 90 minutes and we work on our own things, but together. We don't talk to each other. We're on the screen. We say what we're going to do and then we do it. But it's that collective energy, that togetherness, even though I'm working alone, that helps keep me accountable to do what I say that I'm going to do. And so I'm combining this idea of the journaling gym and co-working into what I'm calling the journaling spot. And I cannot wait to share this with you. This is all about giving you a container, a time and a space and the prompts to really expand and sink into your own journaling practice and use it as a tool to transform your life, bit by bit by bit, step by step by step, every single day. So if this sounds interesting to you, if you're listening to this and you're like, I would love to have a regular journaling habit. I would love for this to be part of who I am. I encourage you to check out the journaling spot. You can go to kellycover.com/journaling. And for the week of February 21st, that's a Sunday, February 21st, 2021, I'm offering 4 free journaling spot sessions. And these sessions are short. They're to the point. Essentially, we come on. Nobody, but you won't see anybody's face. Nobody has their video on. So it's all video off except for me. And we will do a brief opening ritual together, a centering, just to prepare our hearts and minds and bodies to spend some time journaling. I'll give you a prompt, which you can use, or if you just want to free write, you can also do that. So we'll journal together, but alone for about 15 minutes. And then we'll have a brief closing ritual. So 20 minutes total. And I have each session is at a little bit of a different time during the day. So you can kind of pick and choose which times work for you. But the first 4 sessions that week of February 21st are free. So go on over to kellycover.com/journaling. I'll put a live link in the show notes and in the podcast app that you're listening to, and sign up for a few sessions and you can see what it feels like. Because once that first week is complete, I will be opening up monthly membership to the journaling spot. And since this is a launch for me and it's brand new and I'm figuring things out, I am opening this up to founding members this first month that I'm offering it for $37 a month. $37, that's it. That is a tiny investment in you. But it's huge because it will help you follow through on what you say you want to do. It will give you a tool. It will give you access to a tool that will change your life. It will make you a different person in the best way. And I want that for you. I want you to feel like exactly how you're supposed to feel and be exactly who you are supposed to be. And I know that journaling can do that for you. So I want you to go sign up for some free sessions. Come to the free sessions, see if you like it. Another thing that will be a regular part of the journaling spot, if you are a member, is I'm creating a monthly calendar that has a journaling prompt for every single day. So you never are at a loss of what to write. You always have a prompt that you can write on if you want to. And all of my members of the journaling spot will also have access to a bonus workshop every single month. So for the month of March, the bonus workshop is the Enoughness Workshop, which is a huge deal because membership for the journaling spot is actually less than one registration for the Enoughness workshop. So I really encourage you to check it out. Join me for some free journaling sessions. We'll journal together and alone in the best way possible. kellycovert.com/journaling. If you have questions, let me know. Shoot me an email or connect with me over on Instagram at Kelly J. Covert. More than anything, I want you to feel good enough every single day. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to trust yourself. I want you to feel the love that you need from you. And I want you to remember, you are worthy.